Alexander was the greatest conqueror in human history. His military efforts began after the Greek vassal states revolted against him in 335 BC. The result was the destruction of the city Thebes. The Greek states were now more cautious and no longer eager to oppose the Macedonian king. Alexander's eyes now turned eastwards. His invasion of Persia began with the battle at the Granicus River in May 34 BC, which marked the start of the campaign, striving to avenge the Greek forefathers. Alexander went on to defeat the Persians at Issus in 333 BC. This victory resulted in the occupation of the Persian coastline facing the Mediterranean, as well as the capture of Dareios's family. The Macedonian Greek army now marched further down the coast, besieging and eventually capturing the cities of Gaza and Tyre. These victories secured the Old Kingdom of Egypt that had been suppressed by Persian rule for over 200 years. It was after this liberation when Alexander decided to found a new city. He would name it Alexandria. The aim was now to capture the Persian king Dareios and consolidate Greek control over Persia. Alexander marched his army through difficult terrain, including deserts and mountains, to catch up with the newly formed opposing army. The two armies eventually met at Gaugamela, which was strategically significant for both sides, due to its relatively open terrain that favored the Macedonian phalanx and cavalry. Alexander's tactical brilliance and the superior discipline of his troops prevailed. His forces defeated Dareios's larger but less organized army. Although the Persian king escaped again, this victory effectively marked the end of the Achaemenid Persian Empire. Babylon, Susa, and the capital of the empire, Persepolis, were now all exposed and soon to be taken. However, the Achaemenid Empire was vast, and not all lands would give up so easily. The Macedonian king had to deal with the eastern provinces of Bactria and Sogdiana. In the end, however, technically all challenges were overcome, and the empire was stabilized. After consolidating his rule over Persia, Alexander decided to expand his empire into the Indian subcontinent. In 327 BC, he crossed the Hindu Kush Mountains and entered the region of modern-day Pakistan. At the Battle of the Hydaspes River, the Greek army would once again prevail, even when facing elephants. As Alexander's army moved further into India, his troops grew increasingly homesick and weary of continuous campaigning. They faced resistance from local rulers and harsh terrain. In 325 BC, Alexander's troops mutinied at the Hyphasis River, and he was forced to turn back. Alexander's return journey to the west was marked by fierce battles with Indian tribes, as well as challenges related to monsoon rains and supply shortages. He lost many soldiers and faced significant hardships. Alexander the Great died in Babylon, marking the end of his ambitious conquests. His death left his empire in the hands of his generals, who divided it among themselves. His legacy, however, would last for millennia.